What's up, everybody? This is Big Jimbo, and I'm going to be bringing you a ranged or a long-range fire DPS loadout in rotation for DC Universe Online. Real quick, let's get into it. Let's look at the traits here. Let's go to powers. Now, in my mid-range to melee range loadout, I stressed how important it is to have 7 skill points in the immolation tree for that 1% critical attack chance. The problem is with a long range loadout, the powers that you need for fire to get a good amount of damage from long range, you can't afford to put 7 skill points in the immolation tree. So all you want to do in the immolation tree is go straight down the middle to get Inferno, Fiery Weapon, and then 2 down the mid left to get Burnout. You're gonna want Burnout. And then down the ignition tree, this one you're gonna put the 7 skill points in to at least get the 5% 5% critical attack damage. And you want to go straight down the middle to get Flame Cascade and Mass Detonation, and then down the left to get Burning Determination. For your iconic powers, you want to get Weapons Expert for the 3% crit attack chance, and Tactical Genius for the 10% critical attack damage. You notice I'm not using Robot Sidekick or Supercharge because, once again, they are unnecessary. Alright, the loadout looks like this. From left to right, you can clip Inferno to Fiery Weapon to Burnout to Burning Determination. All 4 of those, just like the mid to melee range loadout, they clip very smooth and very quickly. And you can do this really fast. You start getting off those mass debts. And then once again, you keep Flame Cascade in there for like those oh crap moments. You know, you got interrupted or knocked down, or you feel like there's not enough time to get off a mass debt before your AM burns out. So you want to throw that Flame Cascade out there in emergency. It's pretty good just for, you know, knocking enemies back real quick, so that way you can kind of settle in and then start your main rotation using mass debt. But for the long range loadout, you want to use mass detonation. Also, one thing I need to explain is Burnout has a lot longer cooldown time, and I'll show you that. So once you clip the first 4 slots, once the cooldown is done for Inferno and Fiery Weapon, you're going to go ahead and clip the 2 together again, skip Burnout, and just clip Burning Determination into Fiery Weapon until Burnout's ready again. And then once it's ready again, Inferno and Fiery Weapon shouldn't be too far behind, and you just clip the 4 of them together again. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 clip, then keep mass deading, and then 1, 2, skip 3 and 4 clip, and keep mass deading, and then once they're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4 clip again, and then rinse and repeat. Alright. Go over my, in case this is the first one of my videos that you're watching, I'll go over my skill tree real quick. For your movement mode, you only need the movement mode upgrade. And then for your weapon tree, you want to get the first 4 down. I like to use hand blasters, pulse beam on like turrets and pods and things like that to help burn those down real quick. So you don't necessarily have to get that, but make sure you get the 1, 2, 3, 4 down the middle. Your critical attack chances, and let's go down here, 1, 2, 3, 4 down the middle. Your crit attack damages, your tier 2 mites, the 6 skill points in that, and if you can and you have enough skill points, work your way down to the tier 4 mites. Make sure you put all 3 skill points into that. Let's look at mods really fast. Alright, for my white or tactical mods, in my weapon I have Blast Adapter, in my neck I have Escalating Might, in my back I have Breakout Regeneration, in my chest I have Core Strength, in the feet I have Deadly Block, in the hands I have Max Damage. For your regular equipment mods, in the yellow slots you want Might and Power, in the red slots you're going to want Might, and in the blue slots you're going to want Might and Health. I don't waste my recovery kits on blue and green gear, so I just throw synthetics in there until I get the purple drops from the raids or the alerts and stuff to throw those real mods in there. My might right now is 12,982, and let's go ahead and get into the best there is. So good clip, and we're going to start mass detting. 249, 289. That's just crazy damage. Alright, so here comes the second part. And we just skip burnout and just keep on throwing out those mass deaths. Hopefully you guys can see the damage partial clearer. I darkened up the red because I noticed in my last loadout video you couldn't really see the damage partial, but I think I was doing pretty well calling out what the 10-second partial was showing me and calling out what my max crits were hitting. So you guys were pretty aware of what kind of damage it was doing. Alright, so with this loadout, I'm doing about 75 to 85 damage per second. 85 to 92,000 per second on that parcel. So, I mean, we're getting up there. 102,278 per second. I mean, it's burning, and that's kind of the idea. So we'll do it for a couple more rotations, and then we'll go to the triple target, just so you can kind of see how it does splitting damage with 3 targets. I guess it's kind of the best way to simulate a small group of ads, like what you would normally see in a raid or over. And this is from far, far out, so this would be really good in like survival mode, you know, where everyone's got to stay away and bosses are doing ridiculous area damage. I mean, you can get the damage way up there. And once again, you know, because you're using Burning Determination and you're using Burnout, you're giving yourself a small heal as well. So, I mean, it's just good for 101,590 per second. It's just good for, you know, DPSing in those survival modes. That's really the only time I would use a ranged loadout is on, you know, a crazy boss like that's doing those big one shots within melee range. You know, I'm gonna stay back and play it safe, but still kind of put in some work. All right, last couple here. But, you know, mass dead is, it's a hit or miss, really. Sometimes it hits low damage, and sometimes it hits crazy damage, so, you know, 263,000. So, I mean, it's better, though, to play it safe when you're in situations like that. It just, like I said before, you know, fire takes forever to, start hitting the, you know, to get the big powers off. It just forever. Alright, so triple targets, I started off 139,331 per second. My max was 186,774 on one hit. So I mean, and we're right into 150,879 per second with a max of 185, another max of 188. I mean, that's 188,000 points of damage, you know, in just one hit. It's pretty good. Now, you know, there are other powers like mental or gadgets with their triple EMP or their triple mass terror. You know, we're not going to hit numbers like that. We're just not. But we can do a lot of damage, and we can survive pretty well with this ranged loadout. So I'm not sure what mental or what gadgets do for big numbers as far as long range loadouts go. So I see everybody running their mid to melee range and all the raids, and they're pretty OP. You know, I'll give them that. I don't know. You know, it's just, this is a pretty solid power, and not a lot of people use it, and if you know how, it works pretty well. So 176,281 per second on 3 targets. Hitting about 186,000 max. And on a single target, we're hitting like close to 300,000 max. So the split kind of kills your max damage, but it really helps, with the 3 targets for your damage per second. And the single target, you can hit really high numbers with a single split. And like I said, make sure you keep the burnout in there for the damage buff and the small heal. And it does a nice little damage over time if by chance you get hit as well. Alright, let's see. This will be the last one, guys. I just want to see what we can. 198,651 per second, a max of 193,488 on triple targets. I'd say that's pretty much case closed on the long range loadout. This is definitely what I think, and what a few others that I've talked to think should be your long range loadout for fire. All right, well, once again, thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.